One of my favorite enclosures is this one right here. It's designed around the large SUVs, General Motors, Tahoes, Suburbans, Yukon Denali's, things like that. But it'll fit in, Expeditions, any large SUV, essentially mid-size to large. It's 412s inverted in a ported box, but it can also be 15s. I chose the Memphis Car Audio's Mojo X12 series, dual twos. It's their largest subwoofer that they offer in 12-inch. But it's really good, man. I went with the LEDs around on the frames there, and then in the background went with the Southern Soundz logo. It's actually a piece of plexi behind it, and then behind the plexi is a strip of two strips of LED lights, so it almost diffuses into the plexi. You'll see a lot of people do that. Just another real clean install, excellent for just cruising around, just playing songs with friends, bass boxing, stuff like that. Four LED strips around the 12s. One with the stripper pole in the middle. It's built in 3/4. The enclosure, the enclosure is built in 3/4, but it has another layer of 3/4 around the entire enclosure for this roof. So it's really strong. It'll literally handle almost every 12 made within a certain amount of power. It's real nice. Another thing that I would do that I did not show is on these side pieces. I would actually make a round circle 12 inches and make this radius here. So the reason for that is inside here, when this port starts making noise, you don't want any type of echo effect, because it'll naturally have a really slight echo on the way these subs are installed. And that's pretty much it, because the idea of this enclosure is to be able to keep your second back seat. You have your two captain's chairs in the front, and then your bench, and then this basically takes place of the third row. So you can remove the third row, keep your second, and then have 412s or 415s in this configuration, in this design. But back to what I was saying, the reason why I would round this side piece, both side pieces, here and here, is because in here, what I would do is kerf, like a true kerf, this whole piece. This would all be one piece. The second SPL layer, basically I would make relief cuts all through here, and then bring all this up, and then my relief cuts would fit right over that radius. It'd be a 12-inch radius, and then it'd be all one piece. It'd be real strong, and then that way when this port starts moving, it'll come up and it won't slam into this top panel. It'll circulate real nice and smooth around that upward panel. The real reason for this is this is literally the height of that second row back seat. So right where this people sit in the second row, it'll flow right across the top of that seat into the driver and passenger seat. It'll sound really good. But back again on that kerf, it allows it to flow, but if it didn't have that, it would just slam it and you would get an echo effect straight away. This is all just slight echo through here. It's not even really noticeable, and it actually sounds pretty cool. But it's a really good idea to do that. I just did not show that. Anyways, it's powered by Precision Power. This is their Black Ice series. They're 1800 watts each. They're pretty cool amps. Nice looking amps. Here's a picture of it there. Here's the 10,000s I went with on the back. Let me show you right here. It's 16 volts. I went with the 16 volt excess powers, as you can see here. And then these are 10,000s, but I got them wired at 2 ohm each. Another thing that I would do on this enclosure is I would probably keep the other row of batteries. So 1, 2, 3 rows of probably 2 to 3, up front. Probably 3, yeah. For the stock alternator, because this would have to have 2 alternators. So the stock alternator would be, once again, for my mids and highs, which is this here and here. So there'd be a row here behind here, just dedicated for here in 12 to 14 volt. But then my upgraded alternator, I would probably just do like a 1-wire alternator on a 16 volt system, power these 369 right here, and you know, it would pound, man. They're efficient up to you know, they're half ohm stable amps. So I mean, you know, you can get 10,000 out of a half ohm at 16 volts. That's really good. I don't know about pricing yet. I think they're like 1,000 or 1,100 or something. The Memphis, it's their baddest sub. You know what I mean? They make it up to a 15 to 2200 RMS. It's a beast. You know what I'm saying? It's probably, it looks cool. It's a good subwoofer. What else on this one? You know, power right from the batteries. Trying to think. There they are right there. Mojo X12 D2s. Trying to think what else I left out. Oh, yeah. I mean, just as you see, the whole idea behind this configuration is, well, the roof. It's really just a roof with 2 sides. It's just to direct the sound right into the forward area. You'll see a lot of people, they'll bring this port, which I have back here, you know, they'll bring it back down here, and which is all fine and good. It's just really, at that point, depending on if you're repeating in a class or whatever, it's just preference, what you think sounds better, and then also your vehicle. You know, unless you could do like a digital drawing of the inside of your car and do a calculation, which is really tedious, man. I really don't, you know, it's, unless you're doing straight sound quality, which this is definitely both, you know. Southern Sounds is based around SPL meets sound quality, so this is another good one. That, you know, the stripper poles just to keep the roof from rattling. I was thinking about doing another one across here, but these are only at 1750. You know, it wouldn't really, you know, 2 layers of 3/4 is strong. So I mean, you'd have to worry about the roof more than anything, but it's all strong. As long as you know, use a lot of wood glue. I go with screws. I would only go with brad nails on like sound quality and light power, which this is sort of intermediate. Total system's around 11,000. It's all on what you really like. The brad nails do save a lot of time, but it's, like I said, it's definitely more into the sound quality, you know, in my opinion. You know, even though this is 11,000, you know, it'll move some air, man. I mean, it'll smack panels hard. You know, the people in the second row will definitely feel the power for real. You know, all spraying. You know, really good box. Trying to think of anything I left out. It's really practical. I mean, like I said, you know, you could buy 4 of anything. Sometimes you can get a deal with an amp and 4 speakers. It doesn't have to be inverted. You know, this can all be flush mount, which would definitely be more of a cleaner look. I just thought I'd make a video with, you know, the inverted. This can also be an isobaric configuration, which is definitely not sound quality, but it is definitely high SPL. So basically, you would have a spacer in between this speaker, and there'd be another one here, and the same thing on all the rest of them. So you'd have 8 total. If you wired that in a push-pull configuration, you could keep the same volume, but if you did not, the volume would definitely change because you're adding literally 4 other speakers. It's all on how you wire them in an isobaric configuration. But this is really clean, man. I mean, look, that looks crazy. Really like it. It wouldn't be really tough to build because it is a rectangle, but like I said, this here would make a huge difference. Just cut out a Rango, but just a 12-inch diameter circle, put it up here, and then that give you a radius, and this top and back layer will be all one piece. You cut your relief cuts, body putty, and smooth it out for the spraying. It'd be a beast, man. Straight up, you know, just riding around. Thank you very much for watching. Southern Sounds, 2zs.webs.com. Thank you very much for watching.